evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into Joe Cannon Stadium. Back at Joe Cannon Stadium after a few-game layoff. Well, not a few-game layoff. A couple games away, home away from home. One at Bachman Stadium, the other at Gaithersburg High School, and then a handful of games on the road. And starting at Gaithersburg High School, things have not gone well for the Dodgers recently.
Absolutely, you're right. They've lost, 3 of their last 4. They've really been struggling. They've blown a couple of leads, but this is the Dodgers team that we've seen all year long. They've gotten leads early, and then the bullpen just finds a way to make it all go away. So, obviously when you're in this position, it's tough to find a silver lining. But their starting pitching has been good. They've been hitting the ball, decently. So hopefully today we can see a combination of pitching well, bullpen and starting, hitting well, and hopefully against this Aces team we can get a W.
Yeah, you mentioned the team's been hitting pretty well. They're the number 3 team in the Cal Ripken League in hitting, batting .250 as a team, runs scored at 144, RBIs with 120, and walks at 126. So the offense is there. They're getting on base. Timely hitting, however, sometimes has been the issue. You mentioned blowing a couple leads. They lost a 2-run lead against the Redbirds just last night. They gave up 3. The game was tied going into the 8th. They gave up 3 in the bottom of the 8th. Came back to score 2 to make it a 1-run game in the top of the 9th. However, they just couldn't get that last run across. They had bases loaded, nobody out, got the bases loaded walk, and then Jake Ruby grounds into a fielder's choice to drive in the second run. So runners at the corners, 1 away, and then a strikeout by Paul DePino and a ground ball back to the pitcher. Flip that. A strikeout by Jared Malone and a ground ball to the pitcher by Paul DePino ends the game for the Dodgers. So they had the runners there to beat one of the best teams in the Cal Ripken League and just couldn't drive them home.
Absolutely, you're right. They had the runners there, and they also had their best 2 hitters coming up. So you would think that the Dodgers would put themselves in an advantage to not only tie the game but maybe take a lead. But timely hitting just hasn't happened for them. But as they always say in baseball, the baseball gods kind of look down upon you as you play that throughout the year. And one game doesn't define a whole season. But this has been something that we've seen throughout the entire year, and hopefully soon they find a way to turn this around, because while the record says that they're 8-17, they're not that far back in the division in the wild card standings.
No, they're not, and we're going to take a quick look at that right here. First, we're going to look at the regular standings. In the North Division, the Redbirds are kind of running away with things. 5.5 games up on the Giants. The Redbirds 20-6, the Giants 15-12. The Express at third place at 11-13. The T-Bolts at 10-16, and the Dodgers there in the basement. Really very little chance of catching the Redbirds for sure at 8-17 with 15 games to play for the Dodgers. The first place is pretty much out of the question. They could potentially catch the Giants, but that's still going to be a little bit of a daunting task, as it's 6 games behind with 15 to play, and they still got to jump over 2 other teams before they even get to the Giants.
Well, something that I find encouraging about the Dodgers is that every team on that list they've beaten at least once. So they know they can compete against these guys, and it's not like they're out of every game going into it. So, they won 1 game against the Big Train, which is probably a huge, thing for them, considering that the Big Train have only lost 4 games all year long. But, the Dodgers know that they can compete with any team in this league. They just need to find a way to execute when it comes down to it.
Yeah, and then over in the South, you mentioned the Big Train with just the 4 losses, one of them coming to the Dodgers, and probably a second one on Tuesday should have come from the Dodgers, but the Dodgers kind of falling apart again at the end of the game. In the second place now this is a true runaway division, as the Braves coming in at second place, 10 games behind the Big Train at 12-13. Alexandria Aces, who the Dodgers play today, at 11-13. The DC Grays 12-15. They're 11 games back, and the River Dogs, well, they're already out of the first place hunt, and they're pretty much out of the wild card hunt as well. As you'll see when we pull up the wild card standings, they're not even on the page. They're the only team not on the page. They're actually behind the Dodgers. If I remember correctly, it's by a game and a half. So they're still 5 games out of a wild card spot. As you see right there, the Aces and the Express are tied with identical 11-13 records for the top 2 wild card spots. The DC Grays a half game back at 12-15. The T-Bolts 2 games back, and the Dodgers at 8-17, just 3.5 back with 15 to play.
That's an encouraging sign. 3.5 back with 15 to play. Yeah, their record stinks, but you know what? They can find a way to come back and get in. Maybe string some wins along and find a way to sneak into that wild card.
And today they hope to get things going against an Aces team that just has not really done much offensively this season. 8 times this year, 2 or fewer runs scored by the Alexandria Aces. In 5 of their last 9 games, they've been held to just 1 run. And that's kind of been the Achilles heel of the Baltimore Dodgers. As in the last 6 games, you mentioned have lost 3 of 4. It's actually extended to 5 of 6. In those 6 games, they've allowed 45 runs, which comes out to 7.5 runs per game.
Well, the good thing for the Dodgers today is that they're not facing the Aces' ace. And their ace is out of control. He's in their last game, you mentioned the run thing, they scored 12 runs last game. So they're able to do it. It's just they can't do it enough. And so while they scored 12 runs last game, their ace threw 4 innings, gave up 2 hits, struck out 5, and walked 5. His ERA currently is an 0.35, and that's just incredible. So they lucked out in skipping him today. Hopefully they can find a way to knock down this ace starter quickly and attack their bullpen.
Yeah, you mentioned good pitching for the Alexandria Aces. Team ERA under 4, 3.84 ERA as a team, which is insane. Compare that to the Dodgers team ERA, which is almost 5.5 at 5.46. So the Dodgers have been hitting. They're able to hit, score runs, maybe not timely, but they're giving up just so many. This Aces team can't. They're kind of like the polar opposites. They can't score, but they definitely hold the other team's offense down.
You know, sometimes when you pitch well, you're hoping that your offense can come along and kind of just tag along. When you're pitching well, one-run game should be enough. But, the Aces really haven't been able to find it offensively, and hopefully the Dodgers can use that today and attack the hitters, and play solid defensively. They've been doing that lately. They struggled with errors in the beginning of the season. It seems like for the most part they've kind of knocked that out, and the Dodgers really just need to find a way to attack the Aces and try to build a lead, establish a lead, build the lead, and then close it out.
And the Dodgers getting a midseason award, well, not really a midseason award, a weekly award for one of the Baltimore Dodgers. We saw earlier in the season the Dodgers getting a Pitcher of the Week award winner. They have an Offensive Player of the Week award in, well, it says Jack Ruby on the Cal Ripken League website, and
Close.
I saw that he actually tweeted back at them. It's Jake, guys.
Close.
Jake Ruby from Ohio State. He's named the Offensive Player of the Week. He went 448, hit a home run, 3 doubles, and drove in 7 and 29 at-bats. And he also scored 10 runs and was walked 5 times last week. So hell of a week for Jake Ruby.
I think that's just a microcosm for his season overall. He's hitting .333 last game. He went 1 for 4. He scored 2 runs. He got 2 RBIs. So it's just a microcosm of what he's done all season long, and he's been very solid for the Dodgers, and hopefully he looks to continue that today.
And we're getting ready to start things off here as we're going to turn things over to the PA announcer, Ethan Heyman, for today's starting lineups.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Joe Cannon Stadium. Tonight we have a matchup between the Alexandria Aces and your Baltimore Dodgers. And now it's time to introduce the starting lineups. First, for the Alexandria Aces. Number 16, the left fielder from East Tennessee State University, Ethan Cady. Number 38, from Wayne State University, the first baseman, Justin Kelly. Batting third, number 8, the third baseman from George Mason University, Ryan Tassone. Batting fourth, number 2, the center fielder from University of Michigan, Joe Pace. Batting fifth, number 1, the shortstop from University of Maryland College Park, Chris Aline. Number 4, batting sixth, Chris Creamer, the second baseman from Penn State University. Batting sixth, the catcher, number 10 from University of Southern Alabama, Reed Powers. Batting seventh, number 14, the DH from Vanderbilt University, Isaiah Thomas. Batting ninth, number 12, the right fielder from George Mason University, Scotty Morgan. And the pitcher, number 27, from Georgetown University, Jacob Gersbinski. And now the starting lineup for your Baltimore Dodgers. Batting first, number 8, the center fielder from Virginia Commonwealth University, Alex Taylor. Batting second, number 16, the left fielder from Sacramento State, Trevor Doyle. Batting third, number 25, the DH from Ohio State University, Jake Ruby. Batting fourth, number 40, the first baseman from Westchester University, Jared Malone. Batting fifth, number 33, the catcher from Villanova University, Colin Berg. Batting sixth, number 10, the third baseman from High Point University, Paul DePino. Batting seventh, the shortstop, number 2, Damon LaFond. Batting seventh, Dario Torres, the right fielder from West Virginia University Institute of Technology. Batting ninth, number 1, the second baseman from Hillsborough Community College, D. Shelton. And the pitcher, number 4, from Ohio State University, Jake Vance. At this time, we ask you to please rise and remove your caps for the national anthem. Thank you, and let's play ball.
All right, starting lineups are finished as the Baltimore Dodgers have taken the field, and Jake Vance on to take up his warm-up pitches. And Vance has had some pretty stellar pitching numbers over his last 2 games.
You're absolutely right. He has in the last 2 games. He's thrown 7 and 6 innings respectively. He's given up 1 total run, 6 hits, 3 walks, 13 strikeouts. He's been out of this world. He's been crazy good. His ERA overall is a 3.11. He's got a win-loss record of 1-2. He's pitched in 17 innings. He has been very solid for the Dodgers this season, bouncing back from a loss early. And he's been able to really excel, finding the strike zone, utilizing his pitches, and really just taking down batter by batter.
Sorry, a bit of a Vance did a great job, even though he's not getting his music. I thought I changed it in there that he was going to have his full music. Unfortunately, he didn't get it. So sorry about leaving you out to dry there. As Vance getting no respect from the broadcast crew, clearly, or at least from me.
Maybe that's why he's been pitching so well. He's starting the last 3 games, and they've all been at home, and we have not gotten his walk-up music correctly.
That's not like I'm pretty sure we had it right at Bachman.
No, we did not.
We didn't have it at Bachman?
We did not.
I thought I had it all fixed up for
I think it was still that version at Bachman.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I think it was still the 15-second condensed version.
He's probably irritated at this point in time with us, as he's not getting his full time to play with his music. So I'm a little embarrassed by that, as the Dodgers trying to pick up their 9th win of the season. They're going to face off against an Alexandria Aces team that we've already talked about having difficulty just putting runs across the plate. And leadoff hitter Ethan Cady will stand in, left fielder for the Aces. And take a quick look at the Dodgers' defensive alignment. There on your screen, Colin Berg, the catcher for Jake Vance. Over at first base, Jared Malone. D. Shelton playing second base. Damon LaFond over at short as the first delivery is fouled away. Paul DePino will play third base, and that rounds out your infield. Trevor Doyle in left, Alex Taylor in center, and Daryl Torres out in right for the Baltimore Dodgers. So righty-lefty matchup, 0-1 pitch, grounded towards first. No hop there, but going down nicely to get the baseball is Malone, and he'll take it to the bag for out number 1.
Jake Vance starts another outing with an out, which is great for him. He's, like I said, he's been pitching very well, and Katie's batting a solid 229. I'm sorry. So him being able to get out of it quickly and onto the next batter in limited pitches is a great sign from him.
And that'll bring Justin Kelly to the plate. Righty-righty matchup this time. Kelly with hits in 2 straight games as he fouls one off here. 4 multi-hit games this season. One of the players in the Cal Ripken League that doesn't use batting gloves. You see that a lot in this Cal Ripken League compared to what you might see in the majors.
That's an interesting strategy, honestly.
The 0-1's going to miss up high. 1 ball and 1 strike to count to the first baseman. Kelly played back on Tuesday was the last game that the Aces played. His fastball missing in. He went 1 for 5, scored a pair of runs, drove 1 in, walked, struck out twice, and stole a base.
I like Vance's tempo a lot. He's working quickly. He's trying to get effective ABs.
2-1 breaking ball will catch the strike zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes. I think Kelly thought that might have been a little bit up. But the count even at 2-2. And the 2-2 delivery. That's fastball fouled back. Looked like it maybe clipped the netting. So I thought I was going to hear it hit the stands, but no loud metallic sound as it gets fouled back.
To be honest with you, I'm still trying to get over the fact that he's not wearing batting gloves.
2 ball, 2 strike pitch again, and this one chopped foul, and we're going to stay at 2-2 as the ball rolls over towards the Dodger bullpen.
The only reason why I say that is because I saw another collegiate summer league, the Cape Cod League in Massachusetts, and one of the batters also wasn't wearing batting gloves, and his bat ended up third in the third route. So wear batting gloves, kids.
Well, if you got enough tar on it, you should be okay. Foul ball over towards the Aces bullpen, and that's going to get out of play. Daryl Torres giving it a cursory glance as it easily gets over the fence. And some action, a lot of action actually, over there in the Aces bullpen. Is one of their pitchers throwing in shorts.
I think it just might be his warm day.
And a fastball catching the outside corner. Vance getting the second out via the strikeout as Kelly down looking. First strikeout of the game for Jake Vance.
And I mentioned his totals in the last 2 games. That's his 18th strikeout on the season. So he's been very solid in his plate appearances this year.
As third baseman Ryan Tassone will stand in and take a breaking ball in the outside corner. No ball, 1 strike count to the 3-hole hitter for the Aces today. The 0-1 pitch is going to miss. 1 ball and 1 strike to count.
Tassone is hitting a modest 211.
The 1-1 turned on and hit hard but foul down the third baseline. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count on Tassone. Tassone didn't play back on Tuesday. Played in 27 games for George Mason, starting 19 with compiled a 139 batting average. Breaking ball hung a little bit but popped out behind short. Going back is LaFond, and he's going to get called off by a sliding Trevor Doyle, who makes the catch for out number 3, and a 1-2-3 top of the first for Jake Vance. The Dodgers are coming up in the bottom of the first. This is Baltimore Dodgers baseball. right, back for the bottom of the first inning. We're we're getting some things straightened out here. As we may have gotten a wrong lineup, or at least they made a change. The Alexandria Aces, as the last batter was not Ryan Tassone. It was Tristan Jora. So Tassone not in the game, and it's Tristan Jora getting the start, as the first delivery is a strike to Alex Taylor.
Oh, that was very nice of them to let us know, wasn't it?
Right?
Spent all this time, all of our effort, only be told lies.
The 0-1's going to miss down and in for a ball. 1-1 strike to the Dodgers leadoff hitter here. Switch hitter batting from the right side against the left-handed pitching Grzybinski. Heading the count now, 2-1 strike as a fastball delivery will miss down and in.
Taylor's played in 19 games. He's hitting a solid .318. 66 at-bats. He's got 16 runs and 21 hits.
And the 2-1's going to miss outside for a ball. Now Taylor currently tied for 6th on the Dodgers' all-time walks list for a single season. Just 9 shy of tying the team record. He's currently sitting at 21 walks as he fouls the 3-1 pitch away, 3 strikes.
And something I've noticed about Taylor is he really every at-bat, he's been having really solid at-bats, just, making the pitcher waste time and waste energy and really just making the pitcher work for that out, which usually he doesn't get.
No, he's reached base in all 19 games this season, either via the walk or the hit. The 3-2 is a breaking ball missing. And I don't know if Taylor was 100% sure on that, but he's going to head down to first base with yet another walk.
Got to be honest with you, that's a tough pitch to take, but smart AB there and smart zone awareness there by Taylor to be able to lay off that high breaking ball that really just didn't break.
Now Trevor Doyle's going to stand in. And he hits one high in the air out to right center. Morgan coming over, but he's going to get called off by the center fielder Pace. And Doyle retired on one pitch. We got one out here in the bottom of the first.
We mentioned a good at bat, and we mentioned a bad one now. One pitch is not really what you want to see, especially in the first inning of the second batter. But Doyle's been known this season to have quick at bats and to see the pitcher, and if he likes a pitch that he can hit, he just takes advantage of it. And unfortunately for him, it didn't work out there.
Yeah, Doyle's been struggling a bit here recently, and we'll get into that next time he comes up. But now the offensive player of the week, Jake Ruby, takes a breaking ball on the outside half for a strike, and apparently Grzybinski read that little piece on him, and he starts him off with a breaking ball here.
It's Jack.
It's Jack Ruby. Sorry.
It's Jack Ruby.
Jack Ruby from Ohio State. Lefty-lefty matchup. The throw over to check on Taylor at first base, and Taylor back standing. Ruby went 1 for 4 in yesterday's game, scored a pair of runs, drove in a pair, walked, and struck out twice. He's struck out in 6 of his last 7 games. As the runner goes, and a chopper back up the middle. Right there is the second baseman, Kramer, and he'll throw to first base to retire Ruby. Moving up to second base on the plate is Taylor. The runner at second base with 2 away as Jared Malone will come to the plate.
That's a smart hit and run call there by Coach Brown to be able to advance the runner to second, but with the way that ball was hit, I gotta believe that Taylor would have been able to beat it out on his own rather than the hit and run, but it was a smart call there. You got 1 out. You got your fastest runner on first base, so why not give it a shot? It just didn't entirely work out there.
Yeah, it's a little just unfortunate kind of the placement of that ball. If it goes to either hole, as both defenders were heading towards the middle of the field, if it goes to either side of the infield, we're probably talking about a base hit. It's the first delivery to Jared Malone is in there for a strike. Malone, I talked to him a little bit before the game about the Cape Cod League. Breaking ball in there for strike 2, no balls and 2 strikes. He played just a couple games there because he was on a temporary contract. Played just 3 games in the Cape Cod, but he said it was a really fun atmosphere, and he was kind of almost in awe of the talent level up there. He's like, those kids can really play baseball. And he can play baseball too. As a hard liner in the center field is going to get down. Nice job by Pace to get it on a hop. His throw into the infield is not in time, as it was going to get cut off by the first baseman Kelly anyway, and he knocks it down. The Dodgers score a run and an RBI single by Jared Malone, and they lead this one 1-0.
You know, I got to be honest with you. I don't know where Colin Berg was trying to direct to Alex Taylor to slide, because that headfirst slide was really atrocious there by Taylor. And I'm sure he ate a mouthful of dust or dirt or whatever is on this field right now.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Colin Berg didn't say slide head first, slide head first.
Yeah.
He just said get down, and it was Taylor's decision to go head first.
Wise call there by Taylor to be able to, have a snack full of dirt.
His first delivery in there to Colin Berg. And I certainly hope Jared Malone scores, because I went ahead and gave him a run scored in my scorebook here today. Berg swings and misses at the 0-1. I don't know why I gave him the home run, and I left Taylor out at second base. I eventually fixed the Taylor thing, but I can't really do much. I colored in the whole thing.
Maybe Jared just decides to take matters into his own hands and steal every base now for you.
It could be. The 0-1 missing up and away.
But going back to Malone for a second, he's really had a solid year since joining the Dodgers. He's been a nice addition for them.
And a little pop-up out behind the second baseman. Coming in, both outfielders. Morgan's going to make the call and make the catch for out number 3. So the Dodgers are retired, but they're able to take the lead on an RBI single by Jared Malone as we head to the second inning. This is Baltimore Dodgers baseball. Back for the top of the second inning, the Baltimore Dodgers and the Alexandria Aces. As Joe Pace will stand in, we're going to have to pay attention to this Alexandria lineup. Make sure we've got it right. As Joe Pace does wear number 2, and it's number 2 in my book, and I'm pretty sure it's right. Righty-righty matchup. Number 4 hitter for the Aces, swings and misses at the first delivery, a fastball up high.
He is playing center field, so we have everything, hopefully right there. But a good start to the at-bat there by Vance.
Breaking ball missing down and away, trying to get to Chase, but not getting it from Pace.
I see what you did there.
I didn't do anything there.
I see what you did there.
Just kind of happened. I almost didn't want to say his last name because I realized it rhymed, but a breaking ball poured in for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count to Pace.
Sometimes you just got to walk into that and just, accept it.
It's just accept it. Just like walking into a door.
How many times have you walked into a door?
I've done it at least once. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, and the second strikeout of the game for Jake Vance on a high fastball. Down goes Pace.
Good solid at bat there by Vance, being able to knock him down. He didn't get the chase there on pace, but he was able to come back with 2 strong pitches and get him to strike out swinging.
And in my defense, it was a screen door. And somebody was like watching, I think it was like a football game or something, and they had it on and I could see it. So I was watching the football game as I was walking.
Oh, Rob.
As the first delivery to Aline is a little fister that's going to get out into right field for a base hit. And Aline swings at the first pitch and gets the first hit of the game for the Aces.
It's a solid hit to right field. I could just picture it. That's why I'm laughing. I can just picture you right boom.
I was like watching the football game, and it was just a screen door, and I just kept walking, watching the football game. I was like, oop, like into the screen door. Next batter to the plate is Chris Kramer. Breaking ball is going to miss well outside. A good block by Colin Berg. I actually heard Berg talking today that he was asking who was pitching because he didn't want to block too many balls. He's like, I don't want to get down and block any balls. Who's pitching? Throw to first base. Just getting back in time was Aline. A little bit lazy trying to get back to first base.
I think a little bit's an understatement. He was very lazy on that play. He really didn't show any effort trying to get back there. I don't think he believed Vance threw that ball.
I'm surprised he didn't get rung up, to be honest. It was extremely close. The 1-0. Squaring to bunt and pulling back, taking a strike is Chris Kramer, and 1 ball and 1 strike to count to the second baseman for the Aces. Kramer, native of Hershey, Pennsylvania. I love their amusement park. The throw back over, and Kramer diving back in safely. What's your favorite roller coaster at Hershey Park? Have you ever been to Hershey Park? I mean, you're not from the area.
I've got a funny story about Hershey Park that I don't think I'm allowed to say.
Throw over to first base.
Over the airways and the express written consent of my mother. So
okay. Well, your mother is a different issue.
If she's listening and she sends me a text saying I can tell the story, then I'm well on my way to telling that story because it is a great story.
And it looks like the runner is going to go, but holding the ball nicely was Vance, varying his delivery time. As Aline had taken like a nice little hop step towards second, and when Vance hadn't delivered, he had to retreat to first base. Just so you know, we're on Twitter and YouTube. There is no NSFW like rules.
Yeah, there is.
Okay.
There is because you've told me before, but yes.
Well, no, we definitely shouldn't. We definitely shouldn't do that stuff. The breaking ball is going to mess up here.
It's not so much NSFW. It's just it's. I'm not really sure if she wants it public knowledge.
Gotcha. Okay. 2-2 now the count on Kramer. Yeah, I mean, we want to treat this as a professional broadcast.
As a family show.
But there's actually no rules that say we can't do that. The 2-2 pitch, another breaking ball and a swing and a miss by Kramer, and the third strikeout of the game for Jake Vance.
Jake Vance's breaking balls have really been working in his last two outings. And in his last one, I got to speak to him after the game, and he really was just excited by how well it's been working for him and how he's been able to utilize it a little bit more and how he's trying to throw breaking balls more. So he's really been stepping up his game, and so far in this game he's thrown 18 strikes and 6 balls. So he's really, and we're only in the second inning, but he's really on his game right now.
Yeah, you mentioned those last couple outings. 13 innings pitched and just the 1 earned run, 13 strikeouts. So averaging in his last, well now we're at 14 2/3, averaging a little bit more than 1 strikeout an inning, or I guess 9 K per 9.
Yeah,
a little more than that. First delivery as the runner goes, a high fastball. Throw down to second base is high off the glove of the second baseman Shelton and into center field. So a throwing error by Colin Berg is going to allow Aline to get to third base. He gets a stolen base and advances to third on the error by the catcher.
I was waiting for Aline to take second because Vance is really in his head just that entire time by just holding the pitch and waiting for him to make his move and then throwing the ball. And I'm not surprised to see him go. I was surprised to see Colin Berg throw that ball in the center field.
Berg, it was funny because early in the season, Berg was bouncing balls to second base. Now he's like overcompensated and the balls are sailing on him.
Now he's airmailing them.
Right, the breaking ball missing outside. 2 balls and no strikes. The count on Powers. The fastball is going to catch the inside corner. 2-1.
Soon we're going to see him airmail the thing to BWI.
Well, yeah. That's not unusual for things to BWI. The 2-1, the breaking ball in there for a strike.
It's not usual
I think
to
it's
send it there, but
right. I think it's their like slogan, airmailing. For your place to airmail, PWI. Nah, that's not a good slogan. It's a terrible slogan. 2-2 pitch on the way. Fastball. Powers is going to have to lean out of the way on that one, and it'll run the count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
We've done an inning and a half, and so far we already know that we can't do slogans for a living, and we shouldn't rhyme.
We can do different slogans.
It's not going to work out.
I'd rather not rhyme.
Yeah.
3-2 pitch. Breaking ball in trying to get the chase again, not successful as down to first base goes Reed Powers. That delivery missing by quite a bit outside.
I think that's just Vance's confidence in his breaking ball and being able to say that, I can throw my breaking ball whenever I want. It's whether or not you can hit it. So I don't hate the decision to throw a breaking ball at 3-2. I hate the location.
Yeah, he needed to get that a little bit closer to the plate and induce a chase. But
if he can get an out here, it doesn't really hurt you because he's got 2 outs in the inning.
And that breaking ball is going to miss down low to NBA free agent Isaiah Thomas. He's taking some time off.
He's a little taller than I thought he would be.
He's taller than he thought he would be?
Yeah. Isaiah Thomas is a very short man.
1-0 is a fastball that's going to miss up. Just taking some time off. Doesn't want to sign a contract right now. It says, he's going to go the Michael Jordan route. The Michael Jackson route. He's going to go the Michael Jordan route, play a little baseball, see what he can do. 2 balls and no strikes to Thomas. Thomas 1 for 3 in the game on Tuesday is a swing and a miss at the 2-0. 2 balls and 1 strike now the count. Thomas the designated hitter in today's game. He's hitting 3 straight. It's just 1 multi-hit game this season. And that came back on June the 16th. He had 5 hits. He only has 12 currently on the season. So 5 of his 12 hits came in 1 game as a swing and a miss here in the count now even at 2-2.
He's only played in 13 games. He has a 293 average. He's been, hitting well for them, but he has 10 strikeouts and only 2 doubles. So, it's one of those things where Jared, now it's a 2-2 pitch. He's got to buckle down and get him out. He's got to get out of this inning and get a clean slate to start the next one.
2-2, hit on the ground to second. There is Shelton. He fields and throws the first to retire the side, and the Aces leave runners at the corners. We're going to head to the bottom of the second. The Dodgers lead this one 1-0. This is Baltimore Dodgers baseball. All right. Welcome back to Joe Cannon Stadium. The Baltimore Dodgers leading the Alexandria Aces by a score of 1-0. Rob Stadnick alongside Matthew Hilliard.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it did take me half a second. So many running through my head as Paul DePina. It's still like we're halfway through the season.
You've got 3 of us, 3 Matthews, and 1 Ethan,
and an Ian. So it's just next year I'm not doing that as Paul DePino squares the bunt and pops it foul.
Next year you're having a Paul, a Brian, and a Mike. That's what you're having next year.
John, Paul, George, and Ringo.
You're having the Beatles join you?
The Beatles.
Yeah. Where are you going to find a kid named Ringo? If you ever find a kid named Ringo, you better hire him on the spot.
The 0-1 breaking ball, and DePino a little tied up. Takes a strike, no balls and 2 strikes. DePino's been struggling recently. Hadn't had a batting average over 500. Now he's down to 333. But still tops on the teams. He reaches out and hits one into left. Katie going back, he'll make the catch for out number 1.
It's a tough pitch right there for Paul. That's kind of in his wheelhouse, and if he didn't lunge at it, I feel like he would have had a little bit of a better swing on it. And, I mean, Joe Cannon Stadium's, kind of a vacuum cleaner for home runs, but, it had some distance on it. It might have, carried a little bit if he had put a little bit more into it.
Yeah, he was way out in front, got the curveball 0-2 and wasn't ready to sit back and drive it. Maybe not ready for that curveball in that count, as Damon LaFond will stand in. And he's going to swing at the first pitch, hit a grounder to Aline, and Aline throws quickly to first base and records the out. 2 up, 2 down for the Dodgers, as Dariel Torres will come to the plate.
I didn't really get a chance to talk about DeMond. I love DeMond, first of all. But the thing that I wanted to ask DeMond earlier today that I didn't get a chance to is if you in warm-ups, his socks are just crazy. He wears crazy socks. I'm trying to figure out where he gets his socks, because they're like stripes and they're like neon colors, and they're just they're totally out of this world.
Breaking ball to Dariel Torres in there for a strike. Well, he needs to wear them on the field in high socks. I mean, I'm sure Coach Brown wouldn't necessarily approve, but
Coach Brown would not like that.
The 0-1 is going to catch the knees with the fastball. No balls and 2 strikes to count. Now, there's no NFL no fun league policies where he's going to get fined for it or anything, but he might not play anymore. The 0-2 on the way. And a pop-up in the infield. Second baseman Kramer calling for it. He'll make the catch, and the Dodgers go down in order in the second. We're going to head to the top of the third. It's 1-0 Dodgers, and this is Baltimore Dodgers baseball. Yeah, welcome back into Joe Cannon Stadium. Rob Stadnick, Matthew Hilliard, Baltimore Dodgers, Alexandria Aces. Where would you rather be on a Friday night? Dodgers leading 1-0.
I got to tell you, this place is pretty crowded here. I think people from Live Casino heard about this and decided to make their way over to watch a baseball game.
Putting some money on it.
Okay, maybe not that. I don't think sports betting is legal here, but
not true. The Supreme Court decided.
It's not legal here. It's legal in America. It's just not legal here. They don't have legal betting places here.
First delivery in there to Scotty Morgan.
Oh, trust me, I've done my homework on this.
A swing and a miss. So
that was a joke.
He's going to need some cab fare to the airport to get back home when the season's over. Going to all those illegal bookies as the 0-2 swung on and missed, and the fourth strikeout of the game for Jake Vance. Scotty Morgan down on strikes.
Jake Vance working quickly again, finding a way to find the strike zone, and doing a good job of just attacking these Aces hitters. This is what I said in the beginning that he needed to do, that the Dodgers pitchers need to do in general, is just find a way to attack the hitters, because these hitters don't score many runs, so why not attack them? And he's been doing a great job of that so far.
Ethan Cady will stand in. He'll swing at the first pitch, hit it on the ground to first. Good pickup by Malone. Good toss to Vance. And one swing, one out. Now 2 outs.
I think that was the smoothest underhand from a first baseman to a pitcher I've seen in a long time. Usually those throws are far out in front or far behind, but that was just a good, timing there and being able to get the out and not, having a simple play like that end up being an error and maybe a runner on second. Things get overlooked sometimes.
Good fundamentals. Well, not here. The Dodgers had a lot of trouble. And have a lot of trouble in the early season with errors, so good clean plays are something that we're definitely looking for. If the Dodgers can keep it clean, they have had themselves in most ball games. It's when they start committing errors that it starts being a problem.
You're right. They definitely struggled to begin the year finding a way to play fundamental baseball, but as the season's gone on, as they've been able to play more and do more, they've done a great job.
As Justin Kelly taking the first 2 deliveries out of the strike zone and swings at the 2-0 and fouls it off over towards the batting cages on the right side.
Now here's something that I don't understand. We're in the bottom of the second here. We're making good time at 7:30, and they've already put the lights on. Bottom of the third. No, we're in the top of the third. My apologies. We're in the top of the third, and they've already put the lights on. Sorry, that's me trusting the scoreboard. That's what happened there.
That's better than over at Bachman. So the lights didn't come on until it was almost invisible. Invisible.
It's the best kind of baseball. Invisible baseball.
The 3-1 pitch to Justin Kelly missing up high, and second walk of the game surrendered by Vance. As Tristan Jora will come to the plate for his second at bat, even though we called him Ryan Tassone the first time.
We tried.
What was I trying to say?
I don't know what you were trying to say.
When the ball wasn't visible.
Yes.
That was kind of what I was going for, is a foul ball here by Jora.
Jora's played in 19 games, is hitting a solid .215. He's got 14 hits on the season. He's got 2 doubles and 4 RBIs. He can do some damage in a lineup that's been very run shy.
And a little fister that's going to get down out into center field for a base hit, and the Aces have 2 runners on in 2 consecutive innings. Going to bring the number 4 hitter to the plate with a chance to tie the game.
I believe I should stop speaking positively now about the Aces, because when I do, something good happens for them, and that's not the point of this broadcast.
No, it's not. This is you need to start talking about
Colin Berg's ability to throw to second base. Yes, in the warm-up, he did do a good job of throwing to second base. So I will say, I think he just stepped in a hole. I think he stepped in the wrong part of that makeshift batting box that's there.
It's very possible. I know there was some issues with the around home plate area when we were playing at Bachman. The Gaithersburg Giants weren't too happy with the field conditions. At least that's what I was told, as a breaking ball is going to miss low to Pace. Pace was a strikeout victim in the second inning. It was the second of the game for Vance. Vance having himself in a little bit of trouble each of the last 2 with runners in scoring position. The 1-0. Little fister out to right. That should be caught. It is going over as Torres, and he will make the catch for out number 3. So once again, the Aces get a pair of runners on base, but they can't bring anybody around to score. We're going to head to the bottom half of the third. It's the Dodgers 1, the Aces nothing. This is Baltimore Dodgers baseball. All right, back for the bottom of the third inning. Just listen to see how he likes it. D. Shelton with new walk-up music today.
Is this what I think this is?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. What do you think it is?
Is it I'm Coming Up?
No.
No?
It uses the I'm Coming Out, you mean?
Oh,
from,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
the
I'm Coming
70s?
Out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a hip-hop song from, the 90s.
Good for him. I like it.
Notorious B.I.G. Mo money, mo problems. A little cue ball to first base. It's going to roll just foul.
I'm curious what that hit. Because his elbow guard came off. It looked like it hit the end of the bat, but just everything in motion just looked uncomfortable about that swing.
It did. He didn't look comfortable after that swing, but it definitely, or most likely, hit the end of the bat. As they're going to throw the baseball in, it probably has a huge gash in it.
I think he's very happy to the baseball gods right now that that went foul at the last minute.
Yeah. And first baseman Kelly, maybe not quick enough, because that would have been a free out, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
As he waited till that ball got to the first base bag instead of coming in front of the bag and picking it up. The 1-1's going to miss outside. 2 balls and 1 strike the count, and a little chopper. It's going to get over towards the Dodger dugout, and bad hands by Casey Gast. That's why he's a pitcher, folks. Couldn't field the ground ball, and he's telling his pitching coach why he couldn't field the ground ball.
It's not a good sign for a pitcher, especially if he pitches tonight and there's a ground ball right back to him.
2-2, and again over by the Dodger dugout. And Coach Brown unable to make the play. So Dodgers reserves having trouble today.
I was going to say, it's a good thing they aren't in the starting lineup tonight because they are really struggling.
The 2-2. Swing and a miss. D. Shelton down on strikes. That's the first strikeout of the game for Grzybinski.
Grzybinski had good movement on that pitch right there. I think that was a 2-seam fastball. It started in the zone and then just found a way to get out of the zone and caught who am I thinking that was? And caught Shelton thinking that it was going to stay in the zone. So that's a great pitch there by Grzybinski.
And that'll bring the top of the order as Alex Taylor will stand in. Drew will walk his first time, and ball 1 to him this time. You can tell the Aces are just out here to have fun, for sure. As if you look down towards the 310 sign out and right, a bunch of them are playing a game of the baseball. I don't know exactly what the game's called, as the 1-0 is swung on and missed. But basically everybody except one person has a ball. Everybody has 1 ball. And then one person has 2 balls, and then they start throwing, and then you have to catch one and throw it to another person.
It's about your reflexes. That's what it's about, and that's a fun game to play, honestly.
We used to play one in high school where it was just 1 ball for everybody, and it was kind of like not hot potato, but it was like almost like a volleyball type of game. You had to hit it to everybody else in the circle. So this is a little bit different version from what I played when I was in high school. So the 2-1 pitch is going to miss. 3 balls and 1 strike to count to Taylor. But they're over there. I don't know what the players are.
You know what it is? They're going back and forth, and they're trying to mess up their teammate. That's what's going on here.
Right, and the person that messes up is the person that is out.
Yes.
As Taylor does draw the walk as a breaking ball missing down low.
Look at that. He found a way to get on base again. Good for him.
Well, that's what we need. We need those runs scored. Now another player that we would love to see find a way to get on base is Trevor Doyle, who's having trouble in that area recently. First delivery to him will catch the outside corner for a strike.
And to be honest with you, I think it was the last game that I was at, which was last Friday or last Saturday. Trevor Doyle had the day off, which I thought was a much-needed day off for him because I think he's played in every game besides that one. And I feel like since that game, he really hasn't been able to find his groove since then.
Yeah, he's missed. He's played in all but two games, 23 games. This is the 26th game of the season for the Dodgers. But he had a 3-game hitless streak the end of last week as he can't check the swing. Very weak kind of looking swing there by Doyle. He's down the count, no balls and 2 strikes. However, he has hit in 4 of 5. His average has dropped. His on-base numbers have dropped as he's hitting 270 coming into today, and that fastball is going to miss outside. 1-2 the count to Doyle. But
good job by Grzybinski not being able to catch the ball there.
well, Well, Alex Taylor staying right where he's at, not far enough away from the pitcher that he's going to try and test anything.
But going back to Doa for a second, I mean, yeah, he's been able to hit the ball 4 of the last 5 games. I think he just needs to find a way to get his mojo back.
And the throw over to first base and back safely is Taylor. I heard one of the coaches saying, he was moved up in the lineup after having such a hot start. So he's getting pitched a little bit differently. So it's probably taking him a little time to react, to throw over again to check on Taylor over at first base. So, once he can start adapting to the way that the pitchers are going to attack him, now he's hitting in the top of the order. Maybe that's what we're seeing with his hits in 4 of the last 5 as he chops it to the right side, and that's going to get through for a base hit. Rounding second base and being held right there is Taylor. As runners at first and second and 1 away, and Jake Ruby coming to the plate with a chance to drive in a run.
And with my favorite walk-up song of all time, and it gets the people going. It really does get the crowd going and the bench. With 2 runners on and 1 out, who better do you want at the plate right now on this team besides Jared Malone, who's right behind him?
Yeah, Jake Ruby tied for second on the team with RBIs at 14. Jared Malone, who's only been with the team for 13 games, has 15, and he's tied with Daryl Torres for tops on the team. The first delivery to Ruby is going to be down low. He and Jake Vance attending Ohio State together, so they're certainly putting on a good showing here for the Dodgers this summer. Maybe next year when the Buckeyes make it back to the regional round, maybe they'll be part of that roster and help them advance.
Well, I think someone who definitely will be is this guy right here, Jake Ruby. He's definitely had a breakout summer. He was redshirted this past year, so he couldn't really do much. But he's really been trying to define his swing. He's been finding a little bit of critiques here, but he's really done a good job.
Aline playing a lot of cat and mouse as a check swing and being able to hold was Ruby. But he's playing a lot of cat and mouse with Alex Taylor, who does not have a big lead out at second base. I'm not really sure what Aline is doing. Taylor at second maybe has like a 5 to 6 step lead, and Aline keeps going, like he's going to try and cover second base, and I don't understand it. Like it makes no sense. There's not a very big lead out there, but he's just creating a huge hole to the right side. Chopper back to the mound. The throw to second for 1. On to first is not in time. Good hustle there by Ruby. Good slide by Doyle to disrupt the throw by the second baseman Kramer. Now they've got runners at the corners and 2 away with the aforementioned Jared Malone coming to the plate.
I think that was Ruby's pitch to hit in the sense that he wanted it to go back into that hole that the shortstop was not covering to try to get the bases loaded, but unfortunately it just went right back to the pitcher, and that's a good spot there by Grzybinski trying to, getting the ball so that way, he manipulates the hitter to get a second out of the inning. So right now it's, runners on the corner with 2 outs, and you got the hottest hitter now for the Dodgers coming up.
And the first delivery on the way is grounded to short. Aline up with it, and he'll go the short way to second base to force out Ruby. And the Dodgers leave a pair of runners on base. We're going to head to the 4th, and I'm going to turn things over to Matthew Hilliard. The Dodgers lead this one 1-0. This is Baltimore Dodgers baseball.
Welcome back inside Joe Cannon Stadium. Matt Hilliard taking over for Rob as I think Rob's just going to take a seat over there in the corner by himself. Yeah. As who's coming up now? I'm blanking here now.
Chris Aline.
Chris Aline is coming up now. Thank you very much for that.
We're sitting like 5 feet away from the public address announcer. You could just listen to him.
I could, but that just makes way too much sense. As Aline takes the first pitch and swings in a line drive into right center field for a base hit. As they'll start the Aces off with a runner on first base for Chris Kramer.
Yeah, Aline now 2 for 2. That time getting it off the end of the bat and just kind of hitting a dying quail over the second baseman's head for a base hit.
Kramer's coming up now. He's 0 for 1 in his last at bat with a strikeout. He's hitting 292 on the season. As Aline really just attacked Vance early and just went with the first pitch. Vance throws it back to first, and Aline gets back in there safely.
Aline 10 stolen bases on 12 attempts this season. Make that 11 stolen bases on 13 attempts after the first attempt.
First pitch in the at-bat is ball outside, and Aline's going to slide into second safely. As Aline gets a stolen base, and his speed really stands out there.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, a good pitch to run on is a slow breaking ball by the pitcher Vance, and not a lot Berg could do as he made a good throw down to second base, but Aline there in plenty of time.
As that was Vance's 50th pitch of the game. The 1-1 is a ball upstairs, 2-1.
Now, Aline at second base acting crazy like he's going to try and steal third base, but I'm pretty sure we all know that's not going to happen.
It may.
With nobody out, that's something that you get brought up by the collar from your coach if you try and steal third base and are not successful.
I believe you don't play for the rest of the season if that happens. Vance stares in for the sign. The 2-1 pitch is swung on and fouled straight back and into the stands.
So elbow guards are malfunctioning today. The elbow guard goes flying again, this time for Chris Kramer. So somebody needs to work on that Velcro.
I honestly, I think it's the heat.
It's the heat
I think so.
that screws the Velcro?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Sweaty.
I
I
think
think that's a thing, isn't it?
I don't think that's a thing.
Okay.
I think maybe just too many people are wearing those elbow guards and it's just wearing them out.
As Vance pretends to throw to second base to get Aline to go back. It's a 2-2 pitch with nobody out and a runner on second base. The Dodgers have a 1-0 lead. Vance stares in the pitch. Swung out on a fly ball into right center field. Taylor coming on. He makes the catch. As Aline will tag up and advance to third base. And with one out and a runner on third.
Just step on the bag, Devon. Come on. You're standing right next to it. I mean, he probably didn't leave early, but you step on it anyway just to see if the umpire calls him out.
I think it's really just to see if the umpire's paying attention.
He just runs over and be like, blue, blue, blue. You step on the bag, and the umpire's like, oh, okay, yeah.
As that'll bring up the catcher Reed Powers out of USA, the University of Southern Alabama. The first pitch is in there for a called strike.
Like most of them are out of USA.
Yeah.
Most of them. They did have one player from China, but he's no longer with the team after signing a contract with the Brewers. Being picked up by the Brewers this year. He was actually only 16.
As that pitch is swung on into the right field gap as Taylor comes on over, but it's going to fall in for a base hit. As Powers is going to stand up on second base with an RBI double as Aline scores, and it is a 1-1 game.
Yeah, Powers got a fastball up and out over the plate and was just able to put the barrel of the bat on it and go the opposite way. Drives in a run with a double, and we're all nodded at 1.
As that is just the 4th hit given up today by Jake Vance. And that'll bring up free agent Isaiah Thomas.
Where are they talking about him going?
I think Orlando. I believe he's signing a contract with the Orlando Magic. As the first pitch to Thomas is a breaking ball that falls outside of the zone for a ball, 1-0.
So I guess it's probably safe to say there's some Magic personnel in the house tonight.
Yep, absolutely.
We'll have to just go down and see who are in what people are in really expensive suits.
As that pitch is swung on to third, DePino fields it on to first, and will be in time for the out and advancing to third.
Ooh.
And dropping the ball is Vance. As Powers advance on the throw from DePino, and with 2 outs, it is a runner on third for Scotty Pippen Morgan. I told you I was going to do it.
Oh, you wanted the public address announcer to do it.
That is true.
He has not done that yet.
I did want him to do it, so I took matters into my own hands.
His is a little more public than ours, hence the name, public address announcer.
But we have the internet.
We do have the internet, so we are reaching more people.
Yes.
Conceivably.
As that pitch is swung on, and it'll go foul near the Aces bullpen and into a tree. I hope that didn't hit a squirrel.
I wouldn't. I don't really care if it hit a squirrel.
You know, I'm looking out for the environment here. Even though I don't think squirrels do anything for it.
I'm pretty sure there's too many squirrels as there is. They're like deer. They're just a nuisance. I mean, there's nothing wrong with them per se. I did something mean to a squirrel when I was a kid.
The 0-1 is in there swinging on a changeup for a strike, 0-2.
There was one in my backyard, and I actually threw a tennis ball at it and hit it in the ribs, and it just like took off. It did not like that at all.
The 0-2 is swung on and fouled straight back.
I mean, I don't know why I did it.
I was waiting for it to hit the roof, but it didn't hit the roof at all. That's very sad. You're just mean to squirrels.
Clearly.
It's just
I'm
what
pretty
has
sure
a squirrel ever done to you? The 0-2 pitch is swung on and fouled off his foot, and Morgan's very uncomfortable right now.
Yeah, he didn't like it. Got it off the foot and probably took like 20 steps in one place.
Yeah,
that's how much it hurt. He was hopping around quite a bit, but he looks okay now. So must have missed that ankle guard that he's wearing. Probably hit him like right on the big toe.
Runner on third, 0-2, 2 outs. It's a 1-1 game, and a plane to somewhere is above us. The pitch swung on and missed, and Berg loses it, and a run will score. As Morgan will advance on a strikeout that Berg could not corral. And the inning continues, as that'll be an unearned run. As that'll be – no? You're telling me no.
That's not – that's an earned run.
That's an earned run?
That's an earned run.
That's unfortunate for
That's
Vance.
not an error. That's a wild pitch. So run scores on the wild pitch. And runner advances to first on that same wild pitch. The 5th strikeout of the game for Vance. So he increases those strikeout numbers, but that's probably not what he's really worried about. That second run coming across the plate is.
That'll bring the leadoff hitter Katie to the plate, and he swings and fouls it straight back into our faces. And the public address announcer got scared.
It's all right. I got scared. We had one. We were much closer to the field when we were in Gaithersburg, and there was one that literally would hit me right in the face if there wasn't a backstop right there, and I flinched for sure.
As the 0-1 pitch is swung on and missed on an outside fastball for strike 2. I will never get over Matt Kleindienst's inability to not be prepared for a screen and a window to be in front of him.
Well, the window's open in his defense.
That is true. The window is open, but he flinches like none other. As the 0-2 pitch is in there for a call at strike 3, and the inning is over. So the Aces pick up 2 runs on 2 hits, and they lead 2-1. You're watching Dodgers baseball. Welcome back inside Joe Cannon Stadium as the Aces have a 2-1 lead over the Dodgers as Colin Berg will step into the plate to lead it off for the Dodgers. Berg is 0 for 1 on the day with a flyout. And the first pitch to Berg is low for a ball.
Yeah, coming into today's game, the Alexandria Aces were one of the lower hitting teams in the league, and they've already got 4 hits, so they're kind of getting on Vance a little bit. Now, the hits haven't been all that hard, but they're just finding the right places, as they actually do not have a hitter that hits above 300 on their team.
As Grzybinski's working quickly, has thrown 2 pitches. One's a ball and one is a strike, so it is a 2-1 pitch to Colin Berg, the catcher, today for the Dodgers. As the 2-1 pitch.
I'm just talking a lot.
Is swung on and missed. First strike 2. As just now we have first and third base coaches out on the field. The 2-2 is swung on and fouled to the right side over the Aces bullpen and out of play.
Now, Grzybinski has been kind of up and down this season. It's kind of been an every other start type of thing. As 2 of his starts, he's allowed 5 runs to come across the plate, and the other 2, he's allowed 2 and 1. So it's either he gives up 5 runs or he gives up just a couple.
As the 2-2 pitch misses low for a ball, Grzybinski, like I said, is working very quickly, wasting no time as the 3-2 pitch comes in and is low for ball 4. So Berg starts the inning off with a walk.
Well, that's really big for the Dodgers after giving up the lead there in the top of the 4th inning. You get that leadoff runner on via the walk. We'll see if the Dodgers can work him around to score, something they've been capable of this season. But maybe not always, as we have seen timely hitting struggle.
As Paul DePino now will step in, him and Berg early this season have dyed their hair to try to get some mojo as he bunts it right back to the pitcher. Grzybinski throws on to second, gets the out at second, and DePino beats out the throw to first. And Berg saying that he was safe into second base, saying that the shortstop never touched the bag. And Berg is not happy at all.
No, I think they're calling the runner out at first base because of Berg's slide is what's happening, because DePino is coming off the field as well. So that's going to go down as a double play, as they're going to say an illegal slide at second base by Colin Berg will complete the double play.
That's a rough call for the Dodgers here in the bottom of the 4th inning, when all they need is a little bit of mojo as Damon LaFon will step into the plate. The first pitch is fake bunted, and it'll miss for a ball. As LaFon has been a great addition to the Dodgers lineup. While he's hitting .250, he's made his impact known with a couple of home runs.
And the defensive side of things as well, as D. Shelton was struggling at shortstop, committing a number of errors. LaFon much better this season in that aspect, as far as not giving extra outs away.
As the 1-0 pitch misses for a ball, the 2-0 swung on. There's a line drive foul, just barely into the Dodgers bullpen. As Bianchini can't barehand the ball, and he's very frustrated with himself.
Well, like we said, a lot of Dodgers players not in the lineup having trouble with ground balls. So
the 2-1 pitch misses outside for a ball, 3-1. As LaFon started the year for the Dodgers as a pitcher, he currently has a 0 ERA, which is just shocking to me.
Yeah, coming out of the bullpen, he had some control issues from the mound, but the runs he did give up were unearned. But he did have some problems with the walks. But he was able to work out of it in most cases.
As the 3-1 pitch, he gets the green light and swings and misses right through it on an outside fastball. And it'll be 3-2 from Grzybinski. The 3-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled.
And playing shortstop obviously isn't going to be foreign to LaFon, because they wouldn't have put him there if he had never played there before. He was actually a small school All-American at shortstop when he was in high school. So, he's definitely a quality shortstop, just kind of transitioned to pitcher in his college career.
As the 3-2 pitch is swung on and grounded to the shortstop, Aline, who throws it to first, and that'll do it. So the Dodgers get no runs on one hit, and on no hits, and no man left. After 4, it is 2-1 Aces on You're Watching Dodgers Baseball. Welcome back for the 5th inning here at Joe Cannon Stadium. Jake Vance goes out there for his 5th inning of work. As Justin Kelly will lead it off for the Aces. He's 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout.
Yeah, Vance, regardless of the fact that he's allowed the 2 runs and kind of scattered 4 hits, he's still pitching very well. I mentioned in the the bottom of the last inning that the contact hasn't been extremely hard with the exception of the double by Powers.
As the first pitch is swung on and fouled, it'll be 0-1. Vance working quickly, the 0-1 pitch. It is down low for a ball, 1-1.
I smell grilling. Somebody's grilling something. Are they going to bring that to us is what I'm wondering.
I highly doubt it. The 1-1 pitch.
Nice
There's a
breaking
curveball
ball
in there for a strike, called strike 1 and 2.
Yeah, somebody's starting their 4th of July weekend right now. I can smell it.
Is it still the 4th of July weekend if it's after the 4th of July?
I think so, because people don't want to celebrate it before.
Is the 1-2 pitch and check swing, but he did not go, so it'll be a 2-2 pitch.
I mean,
see, my argument to that is that Memorial Day weekend, Memorial Day is on Monday, and everyone celebrates it that weekend.
Yeah, but that's a 3-day weekend though.
Still,
that's the entire weekend is all together. Where this time it came on a Wednesday. So I mean, technically, you could have 2. We could just do 2 of them. 4th of July weekend was last week because people didn't really. I feel like back last weekend because it was still June. It was still June June 30th and July 1st. Nobody really felt like it was a holiday time.
Yeah, as the first 2-2 pitch gets fouled, and the second 2-2 pitch misses low for a ball.
Pull the lawnmower, Blue.
And it'll be a 3-2 pitch now with nobody out. Vance quickly to 3-2, and misses low, and Berg blocks it, and it'll be a ball. So Kelly gets on base with a walk, and that'll bring up Jora. We messed up the first time.
That's his second walk of Kelly today, and it's actually the 3rd walk of the game for Vance. So Vance struggling a little bit. He only had 3 walks in the last 2 games combined. Now 3 walks already in this game.
As Kelly goes on the first pitch, and he is thrown out there by Berg on an absolutely excellent throw. As the pitch was a called strike. So that is that's perfect. That's exactly what you want in that situation for the Dodgers.
Absolutely. You get that runner on base, and then you erase him on the very next pitch. After you walk a guy, you got to feel good about that, and you go right back to the stretch position.
As the 0-1 misses on a curveball for a ball. And Berg just threw an absolute strike to second base, and great tag by Damon LaFon to get the runner. The 1-1 swung on, and there's a line drive back up the middle to center field for a base hit. As Jora gets on first base, and that'll bring up Pace.
Yeah, that's his second hit of the game. If you look down the lineup here, you can actually kind of predict where the hits are going to come because everybody that's gotten a hit so far has gotten multiple hits, as Joe Pace now standing in 0 for 2, but then the next batter, Aline, is 2 for 2 on the day. So we can see if that pattern kind of continues or which team is going to break the trend.
As the first pitch to Chase is wide for a ball. As Berg is able to keep it from going to the backstop and hold the runner at first.
Yeah, Vance kind of pulling his fastball, maybe overthrowing a little bit, but definitely holding the fastball too long as he throws it in the left-hand batter's box.
As the 1-0 is in there for a called strike. And it'll be 1-1 to Pace, who, as you mentioned, is 0 for 2 today with a strikeout. Vance throws it over to first to keep the runner honest.
And Pace this season for the University of Michigan played in 29 games, didn't make a single start, only had 7 at-bats, and just the 1 hit. Walked 1, struck out 4 times, so he came into the game mostly as a defensive replacement late in games, probably in games where they were ahead by a decent amount, just getting a little bit of playing time, getting his feet wet in Big Ten play.
As Vance throws it over to first again, and the 1-1 misses high for a ball. And Vance really is trying to keep Jura honest there as he looks to bring a little bit of speed onto the bases. The 2-1 pitch from Vance. There's a curveball in there for a called strike, 2-2.
Joro with 7 stolen bases on the season in 9 attempts. 2-2 count here, and would be a decent count to run on. You may get the curveball here, and you're certainly not going to see a pitch out on 2-2.
As the batter now calls time.
Yeah, and Vance not taking a lot of time there, so I guess maybe just not comfortable Pace, as Vance got his sign pretty quickly and came set.
Well, Vance has been working quickly all game, and I think he's a little frustrated now that
Well, best way to do
Pace
that
is
is
throwing
strike him out.
Yeah. And the 2-2 pitch from Vance as the runner goes is swung on and fouled straight back. And into the stands.
So
Somehow.
yeah, that hit I think the metal railing of the fence down there, or maybe like right where the brick meets the fencing, popped up over over the net here in front of us and then hit the roof.
Vance peers in for the sign. Sets and fires the 2-2. Swung on and missed on a high fastball. And it is foul tipped and caught by Berg for strike 3. As there's now 2 away. And that'll bring up Aileen.
Yeah, 6 strikeouts on the game so far for Vance. He's keeping those strikeout numbers high. Unfortunately, the run numbers are not in his favor right now, but just the 1-run deficit, so the Dodgers can easily come back from that. As Aline will stand in 2 for 2 today.
It's Vance's 7th, believe it or not. So that first pitch is swung on and popped up into shallow right field. Torres coming on in, and he will make the catch for the final out of the inning. So the Dodgers escape out of the inning, giving up no runs on 1 hit. And it is Aces 2, Dodgers 1. You're watching Dodgers baseball. Welcome back for the bottom half of the 5th inning as the Aces have the lead with 2-1 lead over the Dodgers. They have 2 runs on 5 hits, and the Dodgers have 1 run on 2 hits. As Daryl Torres will stand in, and he's 0 for 1 today to lead it off against Grabinski. And the first pitch is swung on and a pop-up. Well, looks like it'll stay in play, giving chase as the first baseman and the catcher, and it'll be caught by the first baseman, Kelly. And very quickly, there's 1 out in this inning.
Yeah, that's the second time today that Torres has popped out to the infield. The first time to the second baseman, Kramer, and this time in foul territory to Kelly at first base.
As that'll bring up the 9-hitter D. Shelton. He is 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. And the first pitch misses inside for a ball. As Shelton's hitting .234 on the season. And he is Grabinski's only strikeout as the 0-1 misses outside and low for a ball, 2-0.
Yeah, Shelton's last game came against the Big Train.
As that pitch is in there on the outside corner for a strike, 2-1.
He played in one half of the doubleheader, and then he played in the game on Tuesday against the Big Train. He got hits in each of those 2 games.
The 2-1 pitch is swung on a ground ball to short, to the third short hole, taken by the third baseman and on to first. And there's an out. That was a great play there by Jorah.
Yeah, Jorah hustling in to get in front of Aline to make that play. If Aline gets it, I think he still can probably get the out. It depends on how good he is throwing across his body. But that's your third baseman's ball. If he can cut you off as the first baseman, or the shortstop, excuse me, his momentum is carrying you towards first, that's where you want to go with it.
As that'll bring up the leadoff hitter, Alex Taylor, who does not have an at-bat today with 2 walks. And the first pitch misses outside for a ball.
He's just ruining his chances at having the most at-bats by a Dodger in a season.
I think he ruined that a long time ago. The 1-0 pitch is in there on the outside upstairs corner.
Yeah,
Great spot placement, apparently, for a called strike.
We mentioned coming into the game with 21 walks, just 9 shy of tying the Dodgers' record of walks in a season.
As he swings and hits a line drive to the second baseman, Kramer, who makes the catch, and that'll do it. So the Dodgers get no runs on no hits, and they still trail 2-1. You're watching Dodgers baseball. Welcome back for the top of the 6th inning as Jake Vance is back out there. He's thrown 5 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned, 3 walks and 7 strikeouts. He's pitched an absolutely masterful game so far. As Chris Kramer comes to the plate, his name is spelled with 2 Ks.
Well, I mean, if you're counting both names, yeah.
It's 2 Ks.
2 Ks total. As out comes Damon LaFawn.
Well, there he is. Well, we didn't even know we were missing a shortstop that whole time.
We did not. So we'll just speculate on what Damon was probably doing.
Getting some more water in him. He's probably dehydrated.
I think he was probably getting water out of him, but
okay, as the first pitch is low for a ball. It is 1-0 to Chris Kramer. When I look at Chris Kramer's name, I can't help to start thinking. As that pitch is swung on and through the third short hole for a base hit. As Kramer is going to attack it and go to second base. And Shelton bobbled the ball. So Kramer makes a single and turns it into a double on just effort.
Yeah, dumb idea. Really was, but the Dodgers can't make the play, and the Aces have a runner at second base.
I don't know if it was the throw from Doyle or if it was just Shelton's inability to catch the ball because he was thinking about tagging the runner, but he had more time there than I think he thought he did and just was unable to take the ball with him.
I mean, Kramer would have been out by a mile.
As the Aces start off the sixth with a runner on second. And the first pitch is upstairs, and it misses for a ball. As I was going to say with Kramer, when I look at his name, I can't help but start singing the Cars for Kids jingle in my head.
All right.
Cars with a K.
Oh, okay.
There it is. That's why. Don't ask questions.
I'm glad that song is never stuck in my head.
It might be now.
No.
As the 1-0 pitch is in there for a called strike, as that's a good curveball there by Vance. And it is 1-1.
I think a Seinfeld first, to be honest.
And that pitch is swung on and missed on a curveball. And it'll be 1-2 to Reed Powers.
Yeah, last time Powers was up, Vance got one up and out over the plate. Powers went with it the other way into the right center field gap to drive in a run. So if you're Vance, you're going to want to work down here, maybe inside to Powers.
And the 1-2 pitch from Vance is swung on and flown out to center. Incoming in is Taylor, I'm sorry. And Taylor makes the catch while losing his hat and holds the runner at second base for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, Chris Kramer took 2 steps like he was going to try and go to third, as I'm pretty sure Taylor would have ran him down. That's how close Taylor was to the infield when he made that catch. I don't think Kramer was really going to go anywhere. It would have actually been nice to see if the Dodgers could have thrown behind him right there to get him out.
You know, that's 2 balls hit to Taylor, and both times he's lost his hat. So I don't know if he needs a new hat or if he specifically has it that way so his hat flies off so it looks like he's making a great catch. As the first pitch from Vance is in there for a called strike.
I think maybe he hasn't cut his hair all summer, and it's just starting to get a little too big for the hat.
See, I thought the same thing with Damon LaFon, but it's just the way that he wears his hat. Because we saw it fall off when he was pitching that one game. And it's just the way he wears his hat. As Vance peers in and fires the 0-1 and cut on and miss by Isaiah Thomas. And it'll be 0-2.
Yeah, Thomas was going water tower there, and it just got blown by him by Vance with a good heat. Couple of ground outs so far in the game from Thomas.
We've been making Isaiah Thomas jokes all day, but this one's out of Vanderbilt University. The 0-2 pitch is swung on and a ground ball to second. Sheldon up with it, and he fires to first for the second out of the inning as Kramer advances to third. As Scotty Pippin Morgan now will step to the plate with a runner on third and 2 outs.
Scotty Morgan, last time he was up, he struck out and reached first base on the wild pitch. That's what gave the Aces the lead in this game. So we just certainly don't want to see a repeat of the wild pitch part, but the strikeout part would be nice.
That was his second in as many at bats. As the first pitch is outside for a ball, 1-0, and that sentence was very hard for me.
I think it's time to start handing out sombreros.
Pitch is swung on and foul, just barely.
We're going to get a quick little argument as to whether or not that was fair or foul. Of course, it's not going to go anywhere.
As instant replay technology has not been discovered yet here in the Cal Ripken League.
I've got it. I mean, you wouldn't be. We could pull it up. We could pull it up.
Tell from there.
I mean, I could zoom it in.
Yeah, you could.
I mean, I can zoom it way in, and you won't be able to tell whether it's a ball or like a fly going by. But
as the 1-1 pitch is in there on the outside corner for a called strike, 1-2 now with 2 outs. The pitch swung on and a ground ball to second. Shelton up with it and fires to first, and that'll do it. So the leadoff hit by Kramer does nothing as Jake Vance holds the Aces again, and the Aces lead 2-1
going to the bottom half of the 6th inning here on Dodgers TV. Welcome back here for the bottom of the 6th as Trevor Doyle will lead off for the Dodgers. I say that like I'm surprised. I really don't know why. I just like saying Trevor Doyle like that. As Doyle today is 1 for 2 as he squeaked a single between the first and second baseman. And he will drop down a bunt. I'll go to the pitcher.
Get him.
Gets the throw, and the first baseman is not there as Doyle reaches on a bunt. And that'll bring up the best walk-up song on this team, Jake Ruby.
Ruby grounding into a fielder's choices last time. It was a great bunt there by Trevor Doyle as he just kind of deadened that down the third baseline, and there was no way that they were going to get him as coming in was Grzybinski to field the ball and throw to first.
As the Dodgers have activity in their bullpen as Casey Gass is warming up. The first pitch to Ruby misses upstairs for a ball. As if that was Jake Vance's last batter, man, he really put on a show today.
He did. I'm sure he would want a few of those pitches back, especially the double to Powers. I don't know why I said Malone, but the double certainly he would want back. He allowed 6 runs in 6 innings, which is not really something that I'm sure he'd be happy with, but the 2 runs is okay, but the 1 run coming on a strikeout is, again, something that he would probably want back as well, and Colin Berg also would want it back.
As Grzybinski throws 2 pitches, one of them is a strike, and one of them is a ball that misses upstairs. And it's quickly a 2-1 count to Jake Ruby.
Jake Ruby currently on a 9-game hitting streak, batting 429 as they got Ruby picked Doyle picked off.
As Grzybinski fires to first and Doyle left, and Doyle just unable to do anything about it, is picked off at second base for the first out of the inning. And just poor base running there by Trevor Doyle, even though I think it was clear to America that he was going to go.
Yeah, the Dodgers twice now with the leadoff runner on, and they get erased on the base paths. One was via the ground ball out. That's obviously not their fault, but that time the caught stealing by Doyle, and it's just Dodgers kind of shooting themselves in the foot a little bit.
As the 2-1 pitch, it hits the outside corner for a called strike, and the 2-2 hits that same spot for a called strike 3, and there are 2 outs in the inning, and that'll bring up Jared Malone.
Well, so the innings where the Dodgers get the first runner on after the first inning have been actually extremely uneventful. They have
been extremely disappointing, I think is the word that you want to use.
No, yeah, okay. So there's been events as Berg reaching first base with a leadoff walk after the Dodgers surrendered the lead, but then he was called. He was out on a ground ball on a fielder's choice, but then he got called for an illegal slide, which made DePino out at first base. And then the caught stealing followed by a strikeout just kind of takes the air out of the inning.
as Grzybinski begins his at-bat to Malone with 2 consecutive balls, one inside and one in the dirt, hitting his catcher in the mask. As Malone, he is 1 for 2 today. The 2-0 pitch hits the outside corner for a called strike.
Now, it would be nice to see if Grzybinski can maybe groove one in here to Malone, as Malone certainly with the pop to tie this ball game up.
As Malone swings and hits a ground ball up the middle, and that'll be a base hit as Malone takes a wide turnaround first, looking to try to stretch a single into a double as Kramer did the top of the inning, but he will stay at first base.
Yeah, that ball, though, just maybe about 5 feet into the outfield grass. That would have been an interesting.
You just got to love the effort.
No, it's good hustle for sure, but I mean, I guess if maybe one of the Aces players falls down and steps on the other one's hand, and they're both rolling on the ground, writhing in pain, maybe you get that double. But otherwise, you're probably not going anywhere. But good hustle.
So with a runner on first, that'll bring up the catcher, Colin Berg. As the first pitch misses upstairs for a ball, it'll be 1-0. As Berg today is 0 for 1 with a walk. The 1-0 misses outside for a ball, 2-0. Grzybinski resets, regroups himself. Peers in for the sign. He sets and fires to the plate. And it'll hit the outside corner for a called strike, 2-1. And the 2-1 pitch misses outside for a ball, 3-1.
This might be
this is a hitter's count right here for Colin Berg.
Yeah, this might be the last inning for Grzybinski, as warming up for the Aces is Cole Lalonde.
The 3-1 pitch is swung on and flied out to center field. Giving chase is Pace. Oh, man, I did it. And that'll end the inning as the Dodgers unable to do anything with a runner on first, and they still trail 2-1. And we go to the 7th here on Dodgers TV. Inside Joe Cannon Stadium
And bringing you to the top of the 7th inning is the voice of Dodgers baseball, Rob Stadnick.
Oh, that's generous. Thank you very much. As we are here in the top of the 7th inning, and the Dodgers with the new pitcher on the mound, Casey Gast, closing the book on Jake Vance, who unfortunately will not pick up the win today. It's the first delivery to the leadoff hitter, Ethan Cady, is hit on the ground to the second baseman, Shelton, for out number 1.
That's a great snow cone there, an uneventful snow cone there by Jared Malone. I think he's trying out a new mitt today, and he's just very unhappy with it, and he clearly didn't get enough of that ball and just ended up being a snow cone.
Well, at least he made the out. That would have been. That's kind of the last thing the Dodgers need at this point. Jake Vance, 6 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs, walked 3, and struck out 7. So not the worst outing, but probably not one that he would particularly care for. The 2 runs, certainly he would like to have back. The second one for sure on the strikeout. To allow a run on a strikeout, that's got to be disheartening, as the first 2 deliveries to Justin Kelly are split 1 ball, 1 strike. Kelly just 1 at bat today, struck out back in the first and walked a couple times. He was also caught stealing in the 5th. The fastball is going to miss inside from Casey Gast. Gast making his 7th appearance here in 2018. Also made his 8th appearance in 2018. He made 7 appearances in 2017. He started 6 games last summer, but no starts so far this year. He's gone 22 innings and has an ERA a little bit shy of 6 at 5.72. The 2-2 is fouled away. And the delivery. Breaking ball, catching the outside corner, and down goes Kelly, looking the first strikeout of the game for Casey Gast.
Gast doing a good job of sticking with that spot. He missed it on the foul ball and just came back in there with a backdoor curveball. Just did a great job in that at bat, not getting down by the 2 balls and staying with it and attacking the batter.
And then I'll bring Tristan Jora to the plate. He was 2 for 3 off of Vance. He's going to stand in for the first time against Casey Gast. The breaking ball is going to miss down low for ball 1. Now, something we've seen, that outside corner a little bit extended today for both teams. We've seen that corner getting called more often than not. So both pitchers realizing that, or I guess all 3 pitchers at this point realizing that and kind of working there, as the 1-1, or the 1-0 will catch the inside part, 1-1 the count. And a breaking ball hit on the ground towards second. There's Shelton. He'll field, and he'll throw to first in a quick 1-2-3 inning for Casey Gast. We're going to head to the bottom of the 7th. The Dodgers trail 2-1. This is Baltimore Dodgers baseball.
The first time I checked you out, I said I gotta find out what that little cool girl is about. Now you see me in the park at the dark, right on top of that hill. Oh, but you don't have to ask me twice, cause you know that I will. Cause I ain't scared, I'm a little bit of soul. I kinda like when I lose control. I ain't scared of a girl
back. Bottom of the 7th inning, the Dodgers trailing by 1, 2-1. As the Aces will bring on a reliever as well as Dom Masulo will take the mound. Taking over for Jacob Grzybinski. It's actually going to help us a little bit on the name, as Grzybinski was kind of hard to say. Masulo is a little bit easier for us.
Not much.
Not much, but a little bit, because you definitely want to say Mazzulo.
Yeah.
But it's an S, so Masulo. First delivery to Paul DePino in there for a strike. DePino 0 for 2 today. Flew out to left and grounded into what ended up being a double play on the illegal slide by Colin Berg. A breaking ball is going to miss inside. 1 ball and 1 strike to the Dodger third baseman. Grzybinski's line, 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 run, walked 3, struck out 2. So he had one of those good games where he allowed 5 runs in 2 of his games. He'd allowed 2 or less in the other 2 games, as that delivery is going to miss up. 2 balls and 1 strike to DePino. On the season, Masulo 0-1. This is his 5th appearance out of the bullpen. 5 1/3 innings pitched, 9 strikeouts, 3 walks. Has allowed 3 earned runs to come across, but all 3 of those came in 1 game, as the 2-1 delivery is going to miss, and check down to first base to see if DePino swung. He did not. 3 balls and 1 strike, the count to DePino.
And Masulo doesn't really face many batters. The most he's faced in a game is 12, and that was in the game where he gave up 3 runs. So he's not really in there for a long time. He probably has a very short leash if you're the Aces.
And ball 4 here to DePino is the fastball missing low. Yeah, just 2 innings pitched is his max on the season. And those came in back-to-back games against the Grays on June 28th and the River Dogs on July the 1st. So not in there for the long haul for sure for the Aces, as long as they hold true to what they've been doing so far. As Damon LaFond will stand in. And he's going to drop down a bunt. And it's a good bunt for a sacrifice. And the throw to first base a little bit high, but pulling it down and getting on the bag is Kramer. And LaFond with a sacrifice bunt. And runner at second base with 1 out. And Dario Torres coming to the plate.
And that's great awareness there by Kramer. As I saw him before the pitch was thrown, he started creeping towards first base a little bit, as if he was anticipating the bunt. And then as soon as he squared around, he booked it to first base to try to get the out. And really just did a good job there of making sure that he had his guy at first.
And we're going to have a visit to the mound. We'll see if we're going to get that pitching change after just 1/3 of an inning and 2 batters. It might just be a conversation. I don't know, maybe I can't even tell. I mean, if you're not taking him out, I don't really know what the thought process is right here.
Judging by the movement in the bullpen,
There've been a lot of people down.
They are now getting the pitcher to start warming up. So I think this is just a buy time for the bullpen a little bit. I think they realized what kind of a situation they're in. They've got a runner on first, a runner on second, and 1 out. I don't know if this is just a lack of confidence in Masulo or what, but just buying time for his bullpen and trying to get another reliever in here. And this is the 7th inning, so I don't know. I really can't explain this.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I can really think of is that he pitched July 1st and July 2nd, and we're July 6th, so maybe being used quite a bit after only 2. He only pitched 2 games in June, so maybe they're worried about fatigue.
And he combined to face 15 batters, and he threw the 2 innings in the loss, and he threw a third of an inning. So I guess it's fighting fatigue. I'm not entirely sure, but I think we're just buying time. And nope, now we got a pinch runner for the Dodgers.
So yeah,
and the Dodgers are going to buy their own time.
Dodgers are going to buy a little bit of time, as heading out to second base is Matthew Buckery. He's going to take the place of Paul DePino, and he'll probably come in to play third base as well.
That's a good assumption. I like that assumption.
Well, I'm trying to think. They still got Taj Porter on the bench, but Taj maybe not as fast as Buckery. And the Dodgers' leading RBI man, Dario Torres, standing in, taking a fastball that's going to miss inside.
I know Buckery's coming on to pinch run.
Yeah, we did just see that.
He does have one stolen base in 2 attempts.
Well, he's
I was
probably
gonna, I was
not
going
gonna
to say
be
his
going
hitting
third.
line if he didn't have any stolen bases, but
Fly ball out in the center field for Torres. Tagging is Buckery, and he's going to stay right there as a throw in quickly from the outfield. And that'll bring D. Shelton with a chance to maybe salvage his game, as he's been a little bit upset. You've kind of seen it, that he's been a little dejected after his 2 at-bats here today. But if he can drive in this run, I'm sure that'll lift his spirits quite a bit.
and it's not like he really has anything to be dejected about. I mean, he's hitting 231 on the season. He struck out, but I mean the ground ball that he hit was kind of a decently hit hard ground ball. I'm being positive for him.
Switch hitter hitting from the left side. Tying run out at second base. Fastball catching the outside corner for a strike. Nice pitch there by Masulo. The Aces are warming a pitcher. He is throwing from the mound down there, so he is close to getting ready, as the 0-1 is going to miss up and away, a ball and a strike. Looks like number 17, Keegan Fogue, warming up for the Aces. 1 ball, 1 strike count to Shelton, the delivery. That's going to be in there for a strike as well, and now Shelton down in the count, a ball and 2 strikes.
Shelton didn't really like the placement of that ball, but as we've seen all night long, the umpire has really been calling that outside corner.
Yeah, that would have been a pitch he would have had to go the other way with if he decided to hit it. So we'll see if he can get something better here on 1 and 2. And he pops that one foul over into the parking lot and out of play, and the count will remain a ball and 2 strikes. We're here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Dodgers trail this one 2-1. The Dodgers took the lead in the bottom of the 1st inning after Alex Taylor walked. He came around on a Jared Malone single. But then the Aces struck back in the top of the 4th. An RBI double by Reed Powers, and then a run scoring on a strikeout, as moving up is Buckery on a wild pitch here, and the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Is Buckery showing some nice speed from second to third and trying to get it, getting his legs loose on a clear, non-throwing situation. But, with a 2-2 count and 2 outs, if you're Shelton, you just got to find a way to poke the ball somewhere, because if you poke it, there's a run scoring.
Yeah, good speed for DeAndre Shelton. Base hit definitely scoring a run now. So even an infield hit would do the trick. And another wild pitch would also be nice. The 2-2, almost hitting Shelton. And the catcher Powers trying to bring it back as if it was close to the inside corner.
I'm sorry, just the way that you said it. Wild pitch would be nice, and it almost hits him.
I mean, wild to the backstop.
Not wild hitting D. Shelton.
Right. So the count now 3-2 to D. Shelton. And the pitch. Breaking ball, and Shelton swings through it. His 2nd strikeout today, the 1st strikeout for the pitcher Masulo. And we're going to head to the top of the 8th. The Dodgers trailing this one 2-1. This is Baltimore Dodgers baseball. Joe Pace is going to stand in to lead things off for the Alexandria Aces here in the top of the 8th inning. In a game that the Dodgers, well, you hate to say desperately need, but with only 8 wins on the season, pretty much every game is a desperate need to win. As a fly ball deep to center, Taylor going back, turned his back to the infield, but is able to track it down to make the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 8th.
I'm not going to lie with you, Rob. I was unable to see that as my contact fell out. So as I'm putting on my glasses, I can't really give you any insight into that. So you're on your own there.
As Chris Aline will stand in, but good play there by Alex Taylor as he turned his back, got to the spot, and then located the baseball to record the out. As Aline 2 for 3 today. It's going to be his first at bat against Casey Gass, and the first delivery to him is going to miss down.
Thank you. That was beautifully described.
The 1-0, grounded foul wide of third, and it's going to bounce back into left field. And it's going to make the Dodgers players have to go after it. And that's all the plan of Chris Aline is to get the Dodgers players tired running after your foul balls.
The Dodgers, yeah.
Sneaky,
I guess,
sneaky.
Yeah, but, I mean, we've seen Coach Brown not really use any subs in his games. As that pitch misses
Breaking
outside.
ball is going to miss outside. 2 balls and 1 strike.
So
Well,
seeing defensive replacements that we're seeing and in-game replacements is kind of rare for Coach Brown.
Well, I don't know if DePino had something wrong or if the Dodgers just wanted some speed on the bases. The 2-1 just missing the outside corner. Where was that? So that pitch has been called a strike for the majority of the day. You mentioned the defensive replacements. Coming in at first base is Michael McManus, and moving from first to third is Jared Malone. So Malone taking DePino's spot in the field and McManus taking his spot in the batting order. It's another foul ball here, and 3 balls and 2 strike now the count on Aline.
As Aline today has 2 hits. And he started the game 2 for 2, but has grounded out his last at bat. So hopefully Gass can keep him going here.
3-2 and unable to check his swing is Aline, and he's down on strikes. Good frisbee curve there by Casey Gass. His second strikeout of the game, and we've got 2 down here in the 8th.
I think I'm the pitcher whisperer today because every time I've said something like that where hopefully he can keep it going, he does. So maybe I'm just the whisperer today. Maybe I just breathe good luck into the air and.
We'll start calling you Caesar. No?
No.
Pedro?
I like Pedro.
Pedro?
I'll do Pedro.
Like Martinez?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll do Pedro.
I guess you would, wouldn't you?
I would.
As the foul ball back into the screen here for Chris Kramer. Kramer doubled his last time, had a ground ball through the hole on the left side, and ended up hustling in for a hustle double, which is just saying hustle a lot. The 1-2 is a swing and a miss, and Gass ahead in the count, no balls and 2 strikes.
Gass kind of had some rough outings this year for the Dodgers, but in the appearances that he has pitched well, he's really struck out hitters quickly, and he's done it efficiently. And I mean, in a couple games, including the Giants and the Rivers Dogs, he's faced 3 batters and struck them all out.
And a foul ball, and looks like Berg couldn't hold on. And we're going to keep it right here at no balls and 2 strikes. 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Aces, 1 run, 4 hits, and 1 error for the Dodgers. As Gast comes set, and he'll come home with the 0-2. And a swing and a miss at a pitch in the dirt. And good block by Colin Berg. He'll make the tag to complete the strikeout. Second strikeout of the inning. And third of the game for Casey Gast. We're through 7.5. The Dodgers, man, they really need to put some runs on the board as they've only put 1 across and they trail by 1. This is Baltimore Dodgers baseball. All right, welcome back. Bottom of the 8th inning. The Baltimore Dodgers needing 1 run. And runs have not been an issue for the Dodgers this year, except, well, today, apparently.
Well, you would think that with the Dodgers lineup and the way that they operate, you would think that they would have more than 1 run right now. But you know, give the Aces credit. They've been attacking the Dodgers hitter. They've been throwing strikes, and they've been able to get the hitters to hit the ball where their fielders are. So the Dodgers need to find a way to swing together some hits and maybe get on base more with some walks.
And Alex Taylor swinging at the first pitch. The Dodgers in the right part of their order if they want to try and come back and win this game, as they got the top of the order. Against a new pitcher for the Aces in Matt Moore, Dom Masulo, went 1 inning, didn't allow a hit or a run, walked 1 and struck out 1. So the Dodgers working against the lefty in Masulo, and another foul ball here by Taylor gets out of play and into that tree where all those squirrels that Matt was worried about are.
I'm not worried about the squirrels anymore. It's dark.
It's
nighttime.
It's dark.
They went to bed.
Okay. They're not sleeping in the tree?
No, they went to go terrorize your lawn.
Okay. Fair enough. That's a long walk. More power to them.
You know what? Some squirrels are more capable than others.
Eat some of that Bermuda grass. The 1-2 is fouled away. No balls and 2 strikes to count still on Taylor. Taylor 0 for 1 today. Hit a hard hit line drive to the second baseman in the 5th inning, and also walked a couple of times. He scored the only run for the Dodgers back in the 1st, the 0-2. And he's going to hit one on the ground to second. Tough hop there for Kramer, and he's not going to get the out as Taylor's going to reach on the E4. I know it's a tough hop, but you got to make that play as a second baseman.
I think Kramer's kind of kicking himself right now. He should have attacked that ball a little bit more. When it hits the lip of the grass like that, you gotta know that it's going to be a tough hop. But I guess he didn't prepare for that.
Well, he certainly kicked the ball. So as long as he's kicking things,
that he did do.
As long as he's kicking things. And we've got the umpire out at second base saying something. Who knows what? We don't have microphones on the umpires.
Not yet.
Not yet. I mean, I have wireless mic. I could do it.
Nah, I think you might want to do it on Colin Berg. I don't think you want to do it on an umpire.
Colin Berg would be fun. That would be fun. As Trevor Doyle's going to stand in, he's going to try and bunt as he pops it up to the catcher. Bad throw to second base, not in time. As Powers rolled the ball out to his shortstop at second base, and beating it was Alex Taylor to second base.
I think he thought that his momentum was going to carry that ball a little bit more than he did, but that ball hit the mound and then just rolled all the way to second base. And Taylor slid uncomfortably into second. He's very uncomfortable right now at second base and is saying no to the trainer. But I can't fathom that. I have no idea what happened there.
Yeah, as Doyle bunting the ball off of home plate, Powers getting the baseball off of that bounce. As anybody listening, this is a big misnomer. If the ball hits the plate, it's a fair ball. I can't tell you how many times I've heard people say it hit the plate, it's foul. That's not true. If it hits the plate is in fair territory. It's a fair ball. Catcher picked it up, tried to get the out at second base, which should have been in plenty of time, and almost got the runner even though it rolled the entire way.
There you go.
That was maybe the worst throw I've ever seen from a catcher to second base. As Jake Ruby standing in, one of the Dodgers' top hitters, squaring to bunt, as this is a good opportunity for the Dodgers to try and get 2 runners in scoring position. Ruby pulling back and taking a ball on the first delivery, squaring early again here. Wheel play on for the Aces as ball 2 delivered by Matt Moore.
See, in the last 2 pitches, I've seen the shortstop go to third and the second baseman go to first. So why isn't Alex Taylor just standing out there in no man's land with nobody covering him? He just retreats back to second. There's nobody there. Now there is because the shortstop's playing peekaboo.
And a popped-up bunt here. It's going to get down, and that might be a base hit, but picking it up over at third base is Jora as he noticed that ball wasn't going to roll into foul territory and smartly picked it up and threw to first to record the out. A successful bunt, even though it wasn't pretty.
Hey, you know what? You do what you got to do, and the Dodgers right now are playing small ball, and it's working. And I don't like small ball personally, especially when you got Jake Ruby and Jared Malone, your two, arguably your 2 best hitters. Your 2 power hitters back-to-back, and you're having one of them bunt. I don't agree with that decision, but, it got the runner to second and third, and you got one out, so it paid off.
Well, now all you got to do, and they're going to intentionally walk Jared Malone here as
Boo.
Colin Berg is in the on-deck circle. Now, I personally am a fan of small ball. I feel that more 3-4 hitters should be able to bunt, especially for situations like this. You get runners at first and third, or second and third, and just one away. If you can't score them, shame on you. Honestly,
That's fair.
I'm what you would call a baseball purist, as there's talk about kind of consolidating the leagues and everything. I like kind of the way things are. I like having two different leagues, but if they consolidate the leagues, they'll most likely get rid of pitchers hitting, which actually I'm not in favor of. I like the pitchers hitting. I think pitchers should actually hit more, to be honest. I think they should practice hitting and be good hitters. Most pitchers were probably their best hitters in high school, as the four wide ones delivered to Jared Malone, and Colin Berg will come to the plate. But, yeah, for me, I like the pitchers hitting because they used to hit when they were in high school, and I think they could all be decent hitters. But, they just don't really practice it coming up.
I personally think that, I think in the National League they should be able to choose whether or not they want their pitcher to hit. So if you got like a John Lester who once in a red blue moon,
well, that's just basically
hits a home run.
That's just basically playing with the DH.
Yeah. But you can
can do that in the American League if you have a good hitting pitcher. If you wanted, you could allow your pitcher to hit.
Yeah, but in the American League, everybody values the DH more than anything else.
Why?
Well, I mean, to be fair, when you're in a league where David Ortiz was the best DH known to man, and a first ballot Hall of Famer. You can see why some people.
Colin Berg swings at the first pitch, hits it deep out to right. Morgan going over. He's not going to get it. It's going to land shy of the warning track, but that's going to bring in at least a couple. Coming in from third base to score is Taylor. Coming all the way in from second is Doyle, and Colin Berg with a 2-run double gives the Dodgers a 3-2 lead here in the bottom of the 8th.
That's just a great job by Colin Berg being able to go with the pitch and drive it to right field. And the right fielder was playing in that no doubles territory, but playing it more in the gap and not down the line. And Colin Berg was able to take that ball down the line. And I think if he was playing his normal position, I think that's an out. And only scoring 1 run. But with the strategy that the coach put in place, it was able to get into the slot of land where nobody was, and the right fielder especially wasn't, and it got in 2 runs. And now we're back to the situation again where it's second and third and 1 out, but the Dodgers now have a lead.
And Colin Berg just saying, take that. You want to walk Jared Malone? I'll just do the damage myself. As a breaking ball to Michael McManus is in there for a strike. McManus coming into the game after Buckery pinch ran for DePino. McManus came in to play first base and is taking his first at-bats here in the ball game. The second delivery in there for a strike as well.
And if there's a guy on this team that I really want to get a hit right now, it is Michael McManus. Michael McManus is one of the best guys on this team, and he's been struggling this year. He's 5 for 42 or a 119 average, and he really hasn't been able to find his swing.
0-2 swing and a miss. McManus down on strikes. You did try.
I tried for him.
But unfortunately didn't come through here. Dodgers looking for those insurance runs, as Damon LaFond will come to the plate. He sacrificed himself back in the 7th and hasn't gotten a hit yet today, but a hit here would be huge for the Dodger shortstop. First delivery to LaFond in there for a strike. LaFond just 3 runs batted in this season. 5 for 19, playing in his 7th game in the field. The 0-1 swung on and missed. No balls and 2 strikes. Big insurance runs out there for the Dodgers. Casey Gast has worked extremely well, and it looks like he's going to pitch the 9th, as no one is warming for the Dodgers.
Why not? Why not? He's been pitching great right now.
Absolutely. But you do want to give him a few more runs, but they won't, as LaFond goes down swinging at the high fastball. And that'll do it for the Dodgers. They get 2, and they take the lead here in the bottom of the 8th. They lead this one 3-2, and we'll see if Casey Gast can close it out. This is Baltimore Dodgers baseball. And welcome back to Joe Cannon Stadium, where the Baltimore Dodgers come up with 2 in the bottom of the 8th to take a 3-2 lead over the Alexandria Aces. And Casey Gast is out for his 3rd inning of work, trying to close things off and get the win for the Baltimore Dodgers.
And if this isn't enough for the Dodgers for it being their day, currently the River Dogs are beating the Express 9-4 in the 6th inning there.
First pitch popped up behind home plate. Colin Berg throws the mask, settles under, makes the catch for out number 1.
Good thing I didn't just jinx it there.
As that ball, I wasn't sure if it was going to get back here. It definitely went straight up the elevator shaft and came back to Colin Berg. And we've got one away on 1 pitch here in the 9th.
Well, I mean, just credit Casey Gast right now. He came in, he's throwing 2/3 of an inning. He has 3 strikeouts, and that was his 7th batter faced. And he has faced the minimum, and he's done a great job. He's been getting outs. He's been getting guys off balance with his curveball, with his sidearm action. It's just hard for these guys to pick up the ball. He's taking advantage of them, and he's done a great job.
Isaiah Thomas 0 for 3 here today, 3 ground outs, and we'll see if Casey can continue that trend for Thomas. That's in there for a strike. Excuse me. That is Cam McMillan standing in for Thomas.
Doing pinch hitters now and not telling us.
Ground ball to Gast. Gast up with it. He'll throw to first to record the out. 2 away. Dodgers 1 out away from picking up their 9th victory of the season.
That was a big out there by Gast, and the good job by him being able to not think too much when the ball came back to him. Just keep it in front of him and then just throw a strike to first base to get the out and not try to do too much with a very easy play.
As you've seen that so many times, especially if you're a Cubs fan, over at first base.
Why you got to be mean to the Cubs guy? Man, come on.
Miss. John Lester cannot throw the ball to first base.
Just because he has to lob everything to first base or roll it there doesn't mean that you can just be mean to the guy.
Scotty Morgan swinging and missing at the first delivery, and a breaking ball here catching the outside corner. So Aces down to their final strike. Dodgers 1 pitch away from picking up their 9th victory of the season and a nice comeback win. We'll see what Gast can do right here with the 0-2. And a good take there by Morgan. It looked like he was tempted, even though the pitch well out of the strike zone.
I mean, Casey Gast's off-speed stuff tonight has been unreal. I mean, he totally fooled Morgan, and Morgan just couldn't do anything. He just couldn't shake his head because he was just so out in front of it.
1-2 pitch. Fly ball out to left. This should do it. Doyle coming in. He'll make the running catch heading towards the line, and that's going to do it for today's ball game. The Baltimore Dodgers score 2 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Casey Gast getting the victory on a very hard-fought game for the Baltimore Dodgers.
That's a big win there for the Dodgers, and good job there by the Dodgers late, being able to overcome their mistakes at the plate to score runs. And yeah, they had the bases loaded with 1 out, but they were able to get the job done. Colin Berg with a huge hit in the bottom of the 8th to give them the 2 runs to give them the lead. And kudos to Casey Gast for coming in there out of the bullpen and just throwing just gas and just being able to throw strikes and get it over the plate and make his fielders field the ball and get outs.
And we're going to take a break here as we get some things together, and we're going to have an interview. Matt Peterson is going to have a Baltimore Dodger player. We'll see who he gets when we come back, but we'll have that interview for you. We'll have that interview for you when we come back on Baltimore Dodgers baseball. Welcome back to Joe Cannon Stadium, where the Baltimore Dodgers emerged victorious over the Alexandria Aces by a score of 3-2. And the man of the game is Colin Berg, and he's down on the field with Matthew Peterson.
He's talking.
And looks like I'm wondering if he hit the mute button, because we're not hearing anything. And
this is
so
crushing.
This is absolutely
This
crushing.
is crushing.
We cannot hear anything right now as Colin Berg is he's talking for no reason because we've got no sound right now.
This is crushing.
I'm wondering if he hit the button, because I've still got a connection on my wireless microphone, but I'm getting nothing. We heard him fine. But there's nothing. So that's gonna do it.
So
there it's on.
there
now.
it is. Dude.
It's fine.
Oh,
Oh, we're going to try again? Okay, there we go.
there we go. All right, we got it back.
All right, I'm here with Colin Berg, now with the whole stadium. Colin, walk me through what's going through your mind there, that last at-bat.
Well, I just wanted to see something hard, get up there, just see ball, hit ball, and he threw me one on the outer half and just went with it, let the bat do the work.
What does this victory mean going forward for the rest of the season?
Well, victory will hopefully start a stretch of winning. So we hope that this starts a continuous streak and bringing back some more wins.
All right, thank you, Colin. Good luck rest of the season. Colin Berg, the catcher there, with the walk-off, almost walk-off in the bottom of the 8th there for the Dodgers.
All right, I think we found out what happened.
I'm so happy that we got that.
We finally got that. I think what happened was he was a little too far away. He started walking closer, and we started to hear him again. So I don't know if that's what happened or what. But there you go, Colin Berg. He got something on the outer half, drove it the other way, and the Dodgers emerged with the victory.
I just love his comments after that, just being like, yeah, hopefully this leads to a winning streak. I like that positive
Absolutely.
attitude. I love it.
Dodgers need a winning streak. If they're going to get back into things, they absolutely need a winning streak. So one last time here from Joe Cannon Stadium, the Baltimore Dodgers win this one by a score of 3-2 thanks to a 2-run double in the bottom of the 8th by Colin Berg. Casey Gast picking up the victory. Matt Moore will get the loss. So one last time from Joe Cannon Stadium, I'm Rob Stadnick alongside Matthew Hilliard, Ethan Heyman, Matthew Peterson, Matthew Kleindenst, and Ian Benke. We all like to thank you for listening and watching Baltimore Dodgers baseball.